Me and Zoe want to welcome you to week 7 of Real Men. I can't believe it's already week 7. I finally got a couple wins in my fantasy last week, so I was very happy about that. I was pissed off at Eli. I told you guys to play him, and he did not do good last week. However, I did tell you to play Deshaun Jackson, and he lit it up. So here we go. We're going to get into these week 7 picks. My first pick this week is running back Justin Forsett, and he's a one-ball pick. Who would have thought that we would be talking about this guy? I don't think anyone. I don't think any of you drafted him. But so far in my league, he's the 7th best fantasy running back. He's had double digits every week. So depending on how your league scores, I'm in all PPR leagues, but he is right up there in the top 10, which is very, very impressive. I'm impressed. He's also involved in the passing game. He's gone 23 for 118. So again, if you're in PPR, that's going to help you a lot. And he has a 6.4 yard per carry average so far this season. Again, those stats are just looking awesome. Now, he has a phenomenal matchup this week. They play Atlanta, and they're playing in Baltimore. Atlanta has given up the most fantasy points to running backs, and they're 28th ranked against the run in the league. So they are not stopping the run. My Bears just played them in Atlanta, and we got the win, and they gave up 2 rushing touchdowns to Forte, who had not had a rushing touchdown yet in the season. He got 2 against them. And Atlanta's playing away this week. I've told you time and time again, they played better at home, even though they didn't have the best home game last week. But they do play better at home than away. So I think Baltimore is just going to have a hell of a time with Atlanta. And I think Justin Forsett is going to have a phenomenal day. He should go over 100 yards with at least 1 touchdown. So get him in your lineup. My second guy is, I'm on the running back train this week for you all, is running back Ben Tate. And he is a 2 balls pick on the scale. He's maybe a little bit riskier of a start, but he's been doing pretty good the last 2 weeks. He's coming off of that injury, so he played 1 week, didn't do well because he got injured, was injured, so he was out, and then they had a bye week. So he's finally been back for 2 weeks, and the first game he was back, he went for over 100 yards, and last week he had 78 yards and 2 touchdowns. So it's looking like he's healthy right now, and he's getting it done. At least he has the last 2 weeks. They're playing Jacksonville. Jacksonville is not good against the run. They've given up an average of 30 fantasy points to running backs per game. I would take that. I'll take 20 for my running back. That makes me super happy. He had over 20 rushing attempts in the last 2 games, so they're keeping him on the field. He's the back that they're going to most of the time, even though he shares some of the carries. He's getting the majority of them. And they're coming off a very big win against the Steelers. Now they're going on the road in Jacksonville, but they're going to have to keep that momentum. And if they want to keep that momentum, then they need to keep handing the ball to Ben Tate. I know I'm trying to get him in one of my leagues because I have LaShawn McCoy on a bye. So I'm going to stick him in, and I think that he's going to ball out against Jacksonville. Now I have a don't start this week, and this don't start might surprise you all. But my don't start is do not start Drew Brees. Now, I know I haven't hit all of these on the mark this season yet, and this is one of those that if he's the only guy you have and there's really no one else, there's no quarterback for you to go get, then you're going to have to put him in. But if you have a better option at quarterback, go with your better option. If you are having to start him, don't expect him to ball out. I don't think he's going to have a great game. He always gets you a few points, but I just don't think he's going to have his best week at all. I think he's going to have his worst week this week so far, and this is why. They're playing Detroit in Detroit. Detroit is giving up an average of 11 fantasy points to quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers struggled mightily against them when he played in Detroit, and he's definitely a top 5 QB. Right now, Detroit's defense is burning it up. They are first against the pass with that secondary that we thought would do nothing. They're second against the run, and that puts them first overall in defense. So their defense has just been on the mark this season. Through 5 games, Brees has 9 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Those are definitely not the best numbers. Obviously, they were on a bye last week, but he's not lighting it up through his first 5 games. And they are not going to have Jimmy Graham this week. He's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. Jimmy Graham is obviously Breeze's go-to guy when he's feeling some pressure, and he's not going to have that guy to throw the ball to. And the Saints are playing away. We know that the Saints don't play that well on the road, and like I said, with Detroit's defense, this is going to be a very tough outing for them. They're going to have a hard time running the ball. Detroit gets pressure on the quarterback. They're going to have a hard time throwing it. I just see it as being an ugly matchup for Drew Brees. He's thrown an interception in every away game so far, so I wouldn't be surprised if he throws at least one interception, and I don't think he's going to get too many yards or touchdowns either. So we'll find out if I'm right on this one this time, but I definitely don't think that he's the best guy to start unless you absolutely have to. So there we go. That's my Real Men for this week. Now we're going to shoot it to our footage that we had at the Hollywood Way Bar and Grill. Me and Smash had a lot of fun. We finally get to see her on camera this season, so let's get to it.